Hello, and welcome back to Cosmic Lovers Tarot. We're doing a reading today for Libra, so you could be Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And we're going to try out a spread that I found on Pinterest. So this is called Facing Demons or the I Fucked Up spread. So this is specifically regarding a mistake that you may have made and looking at the path forward out of that mistake. So we're going to look at you and how you are experiencing this event, any hidden motivations that are lying under the surface, like why this happened, things that you may not see. We're going to get an ancestral or historical context as to maybe past lives or intergenerational traumas, things that might have led to this mistake. We're going to look at how it's affecting your environment, your interactions with other people, a path to self-forgiveness, and then how to make reparations. So kind of the twofold process here of like forgiving yourself and then making amends with the people in your life. So I've never done this one before, so we will see how it goes. And I hope you guys are having a good day. All right. I'm going to pull an oracle card first to kind of get a good general overview of the situation. Can I get an oracle for Libra, please? Oracle for Libra. Oracle for Libra, please. All right. Number 40, color. Okay, so the number 40 might be relevant to you in some way, shape, or form. Might be the age you are or the age of someone in your life. I'm seeing this as distorted vision. Like something, whatever has happened, whatever this mistake that you've made has caused your heart to shrink, like almost like the Grinch's heart, you know? The Grinch's heart is like 3 sizes too small because he's, I'm not sure if like in the original Dr. Seuss they actually gave the Grinch a backstory, but in the subsequent like Jim Carrey movie, they gave the Grinch a backstory, which was like he was bullied and then that's why his heart shrunk. And I'm feeling like whatever this mistake that you made, it's caused you to kind of protect your heart, shrink your heart a little bit, and like be maybe nervous that you don't want to show that, you don't want to be vulnerable with people after what happened. So we're going to try to get some more information here. Can I get a card to represent Libra? Card for Libra. Okay, 4 of Wands in reverse. I'm getting the sense that this was a relationship mistake, possibly a cheating situation. I'm feeling like, Libra, you were feeling potentially stifled in your marriage or relationship. Some type of relationship, you weren't feeling like you could really grow. You felt like you were kind of trapped in a cage of sorts. You know, the 4 of Wands is a card that typically talks about celebration and harmony and coming together. But in the reverse, it can indicate looking that way on the outside. Like think of the quote unquote perfect couple that has a lot of issues, that kind of thing. So you might have been in a situation where you had everything right on paper. You know, you had the perfect marriage, the perfect relationship. You might even have children with with this person. And yet there was dissatisfaction that was like brewing in your internal world, and you were doing a really good job at holding it together and stopping that. Like you were, I don't want to say maintaining a facade, because that sounds negative, but it wasn't necessarily a facade. It was more like you were putting up a brave face, you know? You were like, yeah, everything is fine. And then somehow something happened. So I'm going to see if we can get some more information. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so hidden motivations, Two of Pentacles, change. Yeah, so here's the thing, Libra, you were unhappy for a long time, and I'm feeling a lot of sadness here. A lot of sadness from you, a lot of regret, a lot of shame, a lot of guilt. I'm almost 100% positive this was an affair that you had on your partner. Because you wanted to switch things up. You know, somebody came around that was more, not even necessarily more exciting, but somebody who felt more like home to you. You know, I think you had been with this person that you were with for a long time, and it just got to the point where you felt stifled, is the best way I can describe it. You felt stifled. You felt like you were living in a cage. And this person came along, this Two of Pentacles person, and this was like a desire that had been stewing in you for a long time. I think that you had some hidden desires that you weren't telling your partner about. You had a lot of resentments. And I really don't want you to beat yourself up for this, guys, because I truly believe and I truly feel that you did what you thought was right in that situation, meaning you felt that the best thing to do was to keep the peace and to stick it out. You know, you had made a commitment to this person, and I think that in general, that can be one of the most difficult experiences that you'll ever go through as a human being. When you're in a relationship with someone and you can see this future and you've committed to this person and you've said, yes, I'm going to go, I don't know why I want to say the extra mile, but basically I'm going to go the distance with you, right? We're going to do this for a long time. But then you start doubting if it's right. They start making you feel less than yourself, and like these little petty fights start cropping up, and these little resentments just start to build and build and build, and you don't know whether it's better to just pull the plug on the whole thing, or if it's better to stick it out and see what'll happen and really try and make the effort. And when that is a prime and fertile ground for a new person to come in, and you've already been yearning for a change, and like you're basically sending out to the universe that you want to change, you want something to happen, you're not satisfied, and it's almost like other people can like smell that on you. You know, they know when you're unhappy, and certain people are very attracted to that, and they will come in. And I think that what has happened in your situation is that it was one of those grass isn't greener on the other side type scenarios where you thought things were going to go one way with this person, this new love, this new paramour. I think they presented themselves as everything that your partner wasn't. You know, your partner was stifling, they were liberating. They wanted you to be completely yourself. And then, as so often happens in the situation, once you left your partner or your partner found out, I can't tell right now whether you left or your partner found out about it. And also, guys, I just want to also clarify, you may not have actually cheated on your partner. This might have just been like a flirtation or something that you tried to keep under wraps. But for whatever reason, if you made the decision to leave, or if your relationship imploded, either way, and you found yourself with a new person, then all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, it's the same issues all over again. And so now where you're at, Libra, is you're going, why the fuck did I ruin something that I had put so much time and investment in, or I'd invested so much time and energy in, i.e. my relationship? Why did I do that? Why did I throw that away for something that's not even close as good? And it's almost like a reverse grass is greener, you know? And I think, and we'll get some more clarity on this as we move on, guys, but I'm thinking that what that's illuminating to you is that there's something in you that, and it's not necessarily a fear of commitment. I don't think it's that. it feels like you are good at commitment, actually. But and I don't want to say that there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. But I think that if you spent some time by yourself during this time, and I think that you are right now, I feel you as being very much alone and trying to sort out what happened here. And you feel like you just want to make sure that that never happens again. I think I'm seeing you with this ripple of hurt all around you. You feel so bad that your feelings and the choices that you made and the decisions that you made caused so many other people to hurt. And that sucks. Like, there's no way around that in terms of that. That is a really painful place to be in. But the best thing that you can do in this situation, and like I said, we'll get more information about this, but the best thing that you can do, that I'm seeing that you can do right now, is just, if you can, choose to just accept the lesson and spend and try to enjoy this time that you have to figure yourself out, figure out what you want. It might actually be very beneficial for you to put a strict time frame around this time of being single. If you have been, I'm seeing that some of you might have been kind of casually dating, or you're on Tinder, or like Hinge or something like that, like a dating app, and you're scared. Like, so that's the thing, is like your heart is trying to expand, but you see how this heart is so tiny? I think that what's going on is like this, how can I explain it? It's like, this is your heart is trying to radiate out to the people that you want to date, right? It's like, yeah, come on, I want to do this. And you're frustrated because there's also a part of you that's terrified that you're going to repeat the same cycle. So in fact, what we want to do is we want to get this radiant light to fill up this whole heart here. We want your whole heart to be healed, because right now you've got wounds here, there. You've got these little like micro wounds, and it's stopping the light from being able to pour in and out, because what you're doing basically is, you know how when you have an injury, if you sprain your ankle, you know how you hobble around the ankle, you don't want to touch it. Or like if you have a cut on your hand, you will, and you're going to wash them, or maybe not wash them, but I'm trying to, like, you know how you avoid your wounds, like on your body, you're doing that with your heart. Like the light that's coming out of you is going like, oop, not over there, because you're afraid of repeating the same mistake. And so I think what would be really, really helpful for you right now is to say, okay, check it out. I am not going to date. And don't say I'm not going to date until I figure out my shit, because you're never going to figure out everything, you know? So like, don't put it in something that's like that. Like, I'm not going to date till I get my shit together. Give yourself a legitimate time frame and be reasonable. So 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and say, okay, I am committing to being single for 2 years, starting today. You can even write yourself a contract, you know, for 2 years, I'm not going to date. I'm not going to even entertain anybody. Even if somebody comes in, I'm going to say, no, we can be friends, but that's it. And be strict with yourself. Platonic friendships only until you figure out what happened here. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is, instead of putting all the pressure on yourself to fix it and figure out what's wrong with you, just all you have to do is just commit to the time, and your healing will take care of itself. So what I'm saying is, like, if you commit to 3 years, you don't have to worry that you will be healed by 2 years, because the universe is on your side here. You're being taken care of. You can work on healing your heart chakra. There's all kinds of things you can do for that. In fact, working on balancing all of your chakras might be a great little project. But really, like, during this time frame, and it doesn't have to be 3 years. I mean, that's a bit extreme, I guess. It could be. But, 6 months, I would say 6 months at minimum, but anywhere from like 6 months to, I don't know, you could probably do 5 years if you wanted to. But again, I think that's being maybe a bit much, but you. So, but during that time, just like, try to have fun with it and like play and get to know yourself. Like, take up a hobby, and just get this whole concept of dating just out of your head for a while. And it'll make you feel better, because it won't even be an option. You know, it will not even be an option. And you'll be amazed at what can happen to you when you eliminate something that's toxic from your life. It gives you so much space to grow and change and evolve and heal, most especially heal. I have many times in my life, well, not many times, several times in my life, I have taken one thing out of my life and just said, you know, usually it's alcohol. I will say, you know what, I am not drinking anymore because I need to heal from mistakes that I've made or pain that I've caused because of alcohol, right? Just one thing. And it's amazing how much just eliminating one thing from your life can do. And I truly, truly feel that if you eliminated even the concept of dating from your life for a set period of time, then all of this worrying and anxiety that you have will sort itself out. The other thing that's coming through, and take this as it resonates because I don't know how useful this would be. I really, really think that the time frame is going to be the best for you. But that being said, another thing that you could do, I don't even want to say it actually because I feel like I don't feel like it's going to be as helpful. But that being said, maybe not. Maybe it'll be helpful for some people. So if another thing that you could do is during this time, get super, super specific about what type of soulmate you want or what type of relationship you want. I mean, you could be as specific as what type of video games they play, if they play video games at all, what type of food they like, what type of music they like. You can be as specific as you want to be. And that way you'll know when it's the right person, you know, if they check the boxes. That's something I haven't tried, but I've heard very good things about it. I just haven't personally done it. I keep meaning to, but for what it's worth, I'm going through a long single stage as well. I'm going on like my second year now, and it's been really good. It's been really, really good. I highly recommend it. It is lonely, but you learn so much about yourself. Really, it's incredible how much you learn about yourself. So, all right, we're going to look at kind of an ancestral or historical context. So what from your past might be... Okay, 9 of Swords in reverse. Okay, couple different things here. One, I think that you guys, some of you, okay, so I think some of you came from a product of... maybe not a broken home, but an unhappy home. And I think that what happened is, I hate this. I hate this for you because I know this intimately. I don't know it per se because I wasn't raised in a traditional household with like a mom and a dad. But that being said, I do understand where this is coming from. So if you grew up with parents who either divorced, I think your parents divorced, or they fought all the time. And because of you growing up that way, you were determined not to have a relationship like that. And so that's where a lot of your tenacity comes from. A lot of your determination to stay in this relationship, to not pull the plug on it, to be dedicated and committed to seeing it through. And truly, truly, you should be commended for that. I know that it is very difficult to parse out after the end of a relationship where you went wrong. Why didn't I just tell him? Why didn't I tell him that I had feelings for somebody else? Well, you didn't tell him that you had feelings for somebody else because A, it's not socially acceptable to do that, and B, because you didn't want to rock the boat. You thought that your best bet, you didn't want to be your fucking parents. You wanted to be better than that, and so you stayed the course. And anybody who is throwing shade at you, okay, let me roll this back a little bit. I'm not saying that you didn't do anything wrong, okay? Mistakes were made, yes. What I am saying is that anybody who is shaming you and going, well, I don't know why she didn't just tell him, they don't know your story. Or if I gendered you accidentally, don't worry about it. It sometimes is pronouns just kind of fly out. Like I see the story as like a she or a he, or it doesn't matter. It's just the way my brain is interpreting the energy. So if you are a he, she, or a they, you can relate to any of the pronouns. Just assume that all the pronouns are they. Anyways, so if anyone is telling you that they don't understand why you did that, why didn't she just tell him, you know? Why did she keep that a secret for so long? It's because you were trying to do the right thing. You thought you were doing the right thing. And I know it can be so muddly muddy, murky, and confusing to know the right thing to do in this day and age in relationships. There is no roadmap. Our divorce rates are through the roof. People don't know what the fuck they're doing. People jump from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next without healing any of the wounds from the first one. It is not anyone's fault that a relationship didn't work out because none of us know what we're doing. All we can do is hope to be the best, try to be more honest in the future, learn from the mistakes and move on, and not continually beat ourselves up because we're all trying. There's a great book, Relationships 3.0. It's a relationship anarchy text, but it talks about how our map is distorted. Our map of relationships doesn't match the territory of the relationship, meaning that like every time we go through a breakup, we go, oh, there's something wrong with me. I failed, or that person was wrong. And instead of like blaming the person, we should blame our map because we don't have an accurate representation of the territory of a relationship because all of our relationships seem to fail. So it's all about kind of reworking your concept of what a relationship is from the ground up. It's a little bit difficult to explain in this context, but it's a beautiful idea of like, you can DIY your relationships going forward. You don't have to, if monogamy isn't your thing, you don't have to be monogamous, first of all. That's not something you have to do. And sometimes a lot of people in the poly community, in the relationship anarchy community, a lot of people have this same guilt that you have because they felt stifled in a relationship and they did things that hurt people. And then they were like, I'm never doing that again. I'm joining, I won't be monogamous again because I don't want that same hurt to like follow me around. I'm not saying that's necessarily what you need to do to get through this or anything, but it might be something to look at. It might be something to consider. Actually sitting down with yourself, a couple different things here. Usually, this could indicate a little bit of inner child work needing to be done. So during this time, some things you can do are set a true time frame during which you will not date. So that's number one. Number one, set a clear time frame. So 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, doesn't matter, and stick to it. And I don't care if your perfect person comes, because you know what? They probably will, because the universe likes to play with you like that. When you say, I'm not going to do this, universe likes to throw shit at you to tempt you to go, are you sure? Are you sure? Here you go. Here's everything you asked for. But I encourage you to stay vigilant and go, no, I said 3 years. So not until, March 15th, 2026 will I go on an actual date or sleep with somebody or whatever your parameters are, right? I recommend doing just not dating at all because that might get weird, but so that. Number 2 would be to look into therapy or inner child work, inner child meditations, and specifically looking at the relationship that your parents had and its effect on you. I always see the Nine of Swords, well, not always. Sometimes I see the Nine of Swords pops up for me as a little child, kind of alone and scared in their bed, and just wondering, why is this all happening? Oh, these swords are like, why? Why won't they stop fighting? When is this going to be over? It's a scared child. Number 3 might be really helpful is getting super clear. I know why I didn't want to do that soulmate thing for you before, because Libra, I don't think that you need to manifest a soulmate as much as you need to manifest a relationship, if that makes sense. What you need to do, and I'm actually about to take your own advice because I've been struggling with this whole manifest a soulmate thing too, and it's been just, I don't know, kind of difficult for me. But describing what type of relationship I want would be a lot easier because I know exactly what kind of relationship I want. I don't have like a clear idea of the person that I want to like inhabit the role of relationship, but I do know what I want from a relationship. That would be a great place for you to start. And I'm talking from the ground up. Like, I want you to scorched earth policy, go back to everything you think about relationships and uproot all of them. All of your preconceived notions, all of this is what a marriage looks like, this is what a boyfriend looks like, this is what a girlfriend looks like, this is what a couple looks like. Get rid of it. All of it. Start from scratch and go, what do I really want? Do I want a tribe? Am I asexual? Do I want a platonic relationship where we live together? Do I even like romance? Do I even like dates? How do I feel about Valentine's Day and the pressure that puts on me? How do I feel about monogamy? Does my relationship have to be monogamous? And if it's not monogamous, how do I feel about my partner having other partners? Do I want a polyamorous community tribe where we all live together and we love each other and we take care of each other? A kitchen table poly situation? Or do I want a don't ask, don't tell relationship where he does what he wants, I do what I want, but at the end of the night, we come back together? Do I want hierarchy? Do I not want hierarchy? You can be if you can dream the type of relationship you want, or, do I want to be a solo polyamorous person? Do I want to have lovers, but not actually reside with any of them, not actually marry any of them, keep to myself? Do I want to get a pet and focus most of my relationship on that? Do I want children? If so, do I want to be the sole parent? Do I want to co-parent? All of these are questions that you should, so in that order. That is what I highly recommend, is starting with setting a clear time frame. Second, doing some healing, either heart chakra work, but specifically inner child stuff. Third, coming up with a clear and concise and exact definition of what type of relationship you truly want, where you think you would thrive. And hey, don't worry. If you try that relationship and it doesn't work, it's no big deal. Then you just go back to the drawing board and you go, oh, okay. So it turns out that, I tried being polyamorous, but I can't get over the jealousy. Monogamy really works better for me. Or I tried polyamory and the jealousy is a bitch, but I'm willing to work with it. I'm willing to do the work. And then you could find a therapist that specializes in polyamorous relationships and see if you can work through your jealousy issues. Or it might be a deal breaker, but it's okay. What I'm really seeing here is to get you back into a state of play with your relationships. And here's the thing, in relationships, yes, people are going to get hurt, because when two people's feelings conflict, and one wants to go that way and one wants the other one to stay there is going to be pain from the person that was disappointed. But the best thing that you can do is be open and honest going forward, be as vulnerable as possible, be as transparent as possible with your partners, and also doing the inner work necessary so that when your partner's desires conflict with yours, you understand that feelings are feelings and desires are desires, and they don't follow a natural law. So you can't condemn someone because their feelings changed. If you've been in a relationship with someone for 7 years and then all of a sudden they're not sexually attracted to you anymore, well, they can't help that. You can choose how to move forward with it together. You can go to counseling. You can see what you can do, but nobody needs to feel bad about that. Nobody needs to feel bad because you've been with somebody for 5 years and then you meet somebody at the coffee shop who you feel feelings for that you've never felt before. Nobody needs to feel bad about that. What people do need to do in this situation is just talk about it. Say, hey, I had feelings pop up and I don't really know how to do with it. And trust each other enough to be able to tell the truth and not blow off, not fly off the handle and, like I said, and condemn each other for having feelings. The feelings are not the problem. It's how we deal with the feelings that are the problem. Feelings are just feelings. When feelings become repressed, it turns into something that can be bad. When feelings are expressed to somebody and that person, mouths off at you and makes you feel like a complete loser or a total bitch or a worthless liar or whatever it is that you've been told because of how you feel, then that person is wounded, in my opinion. That person needs to do some work and figure out why they're like that. Because you have to be understanding of where people are coming from. So sorry for the little rant, but I just really needed to get that out for you. Because I feel for you and I feel for where you've been. And I feel that your energy is so sincere and you're so questioning what happened and why, and you're worried that this is going to mar the rest of your ability to have a relationship, and it's not. It just might be that the way that you relate is in a way that's not that doesn't necessarily align with the way that other people relate, and that is okay. You will find your tribe. Okay, so this is environment and others. And this couldn't be more clear, guys. Okay, we got Hierophant in reverse. So this is upending institutions. This is upending social norms. This is like, and I'm not saying that you have to go out and be poly. This isn't like an advertisement for polyamory. To be honest, I'm not even that big of a fan of it myself for various reasons. I've tried a lot of different styles of dating is what I'm saying. So I'm not polyamorous and I'm like, everybody needs to be poly. I hate monogamy. That's not the case. But in this situation, this Hierophant is about the way that you view relationships being something that was passed down to you from the circumstances in your life. So the Hierophant is all about upheld institutions and social norms. This is secret teachings that have been passed down. You see these two figures here are pupils, and they're learning from this guy. This is about you, just like I said, reworking and rewriting your script and your values. Libra, y'all get to go back and rewrite the whole book. I'm so excited for you because you have a fresh start. You have a clean slate. You get to go back to the beginning of your life or your first relationship. And during this time when you're single, oh my God, it's going to be amazing for you. I'm so excited. I'm like brimming over with excitement for you because we've also got the Star, which means that what you do, this inner work. Okay, I gotta slow down because I'm so excited. Okay, so when you sit down with yourself, and I encourage you to do some journaling, and go back through so start with the first relationship that you saw, your parents' relationship, right? If you were raised by parents. If you weren't, then just the formative, the primary relationships that were present in the formative years of your life. That's where you're getting your ideas. Even if you don't know that's where you're getting your ideas about relationships. Okay, so we want to go back there, and I want you to journal about what effect those relationships had on you. And I mean just from the perspective of your inner child. So was I scared? Was I sad? Did I want things to be different than they were? Okay, now we've got a working map. Now we can understand why you chose to get into the relationships that you did. Then I want you to keep journaling from, and do this obviously in segments. Don't do this all at once, which you're probably very well balanced, so you know how to balance your time and stuff. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so then I want you to look at each relationship that you've had. What went wrong? And most importantly, what did you want? What did you want that you didn't get? Did you want more freedom? Did you want more support? Did you want more comfort? Did you want more love? Did you want more sex? Did you want less sex? Did you want less checking up on you? Did you want more independence? Did you feel jealous? Did you feel threatened? Did you feel scared? Did you feel just as much as you can detail about the relationship, and then flip it. How would you want it to be? And just use every relationship as a jumping off point to figure out what kind of relationship you absolutely desire. And what's cool, the Star. So you are going to be an inspiration to other people in your community. People are going to see what you've done. And it's going to, all right. So right now you're worried that people are seeing you as this succubus, you're you've broken hearts and you hate that. And I feel you. I can't even tell you how much I feel you. I've been in your position. I know what is going on here. But I am here to say that what is going to happen is that when you rewrite your code and you rewrite your script and you rewrite your Bible, basically, and you figure out a way out, you are going to emerge as the most authentic you have ever been. And you're going to shine so bright that people are going to be like, whoa, oh my God, look at Libra's glow up. Oh my God. And then you're going to inspire people to do the same thing. I just brought her up the other day, but it bears repeating because I love her. Glennon Doyle is amazing, and I highly recommend her book Untamed. I know it's cheesy and it's like an Oprah's book club thing, but it changed my life. And she is an example of somebody who had to do something very, very, very scary, meaning like into a relationship that was in like the crux of her career, basically, like her defining point was this relationship that she had with a man, and she had to go do a full 180 and admit that she was now a lesbian and just completely upend, her marriage. And it worked out beautifully for her because she stayed true to herself the whole time. She stayed honest and she led with love. And as cheesy as that sounds, I swear it is amazing. In fact, I have a copy of it. You probably know Untamed, but if you don't, okay, this is what the book looks like. Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Yeah, it's amazing. She's amazing too. Like, there's some like cheesy stuff that I'm like, I will never like that. Reese Witherspoon reads that, like, or whatever. But sometimes when I actually try it, I'm like, oh, okay, I see why every woman in America is reading this book. So, we're going to look at your path to self-forgiveness. So that was more like, that ended up being kind of a rant about actionable steps to get you out of this slump. This is going to be like how you can actually forgive yourself. Ooh. Okay. Oh, all right. Sun and Page of Wands. So, I'm surprised I'm even saying this, but I'm gonna be true. So, couple different things. One thing that's popping up here with this is your actions are going to cause you to see yourself in a whole new way. You see how the Page of Wands is just like, oh my God. Like, I imagine that, like, this is not usually a mirror. This is like the tip of his wand is like a portal to a world of adventure and excitement. And he's like, whoa. Like the Page of Wands is like a 22-year-old guy that's about to go backpack through Europe for the first time. And he's like, wow, I can't wait, right? It's a sense of adventure. That is that's the road that you are about to embark upon. And your journey is going to lead you to a soulmate. Your soulmate. A soulmate that is going to have your back and love you and cherish you. And like, the reason I didn't want to say this is because it literally feels like a fairy tale ending. And as I was saying it, I was like, don't tell them that. Like, your path to self-forgiveness is going to be with somebody else. But that is actually what's coming through here is like, you're going to do the work. You're going to go on the inner adventure. You're going to do what you need to do. And at the end of it is going to be someone who is going to see you as the end all be all sunshine of their life, like the light of their life. And you are going to feel similarly about them. And you both will have waited for something like this for a very long time. And you will have the exact kind of relationship that you desire. And I know that sounds like hokey fairy tale nonsense, but it is true. So, and you will forgive yourself naturally as time goes on after you see the effect that your journey has on you. Okay, so just keep going. You're right at the cusp of it. You're right at the start of it, and you're gonna get there. Now, in terms of making reparations to the people in your life that you hurt, let's see. Making reparations to the people in your lives. Can I get a reparations card for Libra, please? This was such a great reading, guys. I thank you so much for letting me read your cards. This was amazing. Every now and then I do a reading. Well, every single time that I do a reading, I get messages for myself, but sometimes I do a reading and I get like walloped on the head with a message for myself, and I'm like, oh shit, Kara, like, take your own advice. That's exactly what happened here. When I was doing this reading, I was like, oh my God, I needed to hear this. So I hope that this has done the same for you too. And I just want to give you a hug. So this is a psychic hug across the airwaves, because I know what you're going through, and I promise you that it's going to be okay. I promise you it's going to be okay. What we've got coming up for the future for you is really cool. And honestly, guys, I don't see this as being all that hard for you, like in terms of doing this, like Nine of Swords energy, you're almost done. You're almost done. So it's almost like this pain that you're going through, this pain that you're feeling has reached. Okay, so first of all, one thing, the pain that you're feeling is buried under your surface, right? Like I said, that inner child work, dude, as soon as you start doing that inner child work, you're going to cry like you've never cried before. Let me just go ahead and tell you that, because this shit that you've got, this like inner child trauma is right under the surface. It's right fucking there. And so as soon as you start doing that work and you dig in a little bit, man, just be prepared. The floodgates are going to come. You are going to cry, but it's going to be so cathartic. You're going to feel like $1,000,000 afterwards. Just, if you have to go lay on the ground and just cry it out, go for it. I call it diving for the pearl, when you just like lay on your back and you're just like, okay, I'm just going to sob until this is over. And you always get a little nugget of wisdom at the end of every like good long cry session. So that's one thing. The other thing is that when you start this journey of like healing, you're going to get momentum so fast, because you're going to be like, oh yeah, okay, this is what I needed to be doing. You're going to feel invigorated. You're going to feel renewed. You're going to feel like, it's almost like you've been in the dark for a while, not knowing the path out, and you've just been kind of like stumbling around. You're like, I am ready to get out of here. What is the way out? How do I get out? And then somebody just said, oh, here you go, it's over there. And so even though your journey is not over, like you're in a cave or a tunnel or something, and you've been in the tunnel for so long, but you didn't know the way out, and you're exhausted and you're tired, but then somebody shows you the path and you're like, oh, there's the path. Then you get this renewed sense of energy, because you can actually, you know where you're going, and you know that there's a way out. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, so you're going to get this rush of energy, and then it's all downhill. Yeah, whatever the good hill is. It's all downhill from there. So this is awesome. In terms of making reparations, okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, guys. It's going to be hard. The person that you hurt is extremely guarded against you right now. My advice is to, so first of all, I'm feeling like you've already tried. I'm seeing you like trying to apologize, and this person is just like not having it. If they're not having it, then Libra, I'm sorry, but you're just going to have to respect that and just let them take their time. What I would recommend, if you feel called to give one last apology, well, two things. One, the best apology is changed behavior. So if you really want to make amends with this person, and I can tell that you do, the best thing to do is just focus on yourself, accept the lesson, and make sure it doesn't happen again. Okay? That's the best thing that you can do. Now, this person is completely closed off towards you, doesn't want anything to do with you. The best thing you can do, if you really feel like you want to say something, one final thing for closure, you can send them a message and say, hey, I just want to let you know one last time how sorry I am, and if you ever want to talk about this, my door is always open. Okay? I'm always ready and willing to talk to you. That way, they know that you love them and that you care about them. But more than likely, if this person is completely guarded against you, then you both just need some serious space. And you just trust that things will work out, you know, as you heal, as they heal. And if not, then unfortunately, that's all we can really do. We have to respect this person's wishes, right? So just focus on yourself. That is the path. And you know, and if you feel called to try to make amends, like I said, I don't want to like deter you from doing that. I'm just saying that the best amends for, you know, unfortunately, when people have been really hurt, they don't want you to say you're sorry. It's just empty words. They're like, okay, so what? What I want to see is that you're not going to do that again. So just work on yourself. Just work on yourself. Do the stuff. Take the time. You know, take your lumps, basically. Give yourself the 1, 2, 3 years, the 6 months. I really think you should do more than 6 months, personally. I really think you should do like at least a year. But yeah, and like find your perfect relationship and manifest it, you know? But Libra, there is great stuff on the horizon for you. Really great stuff on the horizon for you. I'm thrilled to do your reading today. It was my pleasure. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. And I hope things go really well for you. And I would love to hear from you guys. If this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you liked the content, please subscribe to my channel. I try to post every day. and working on some exciting stuff in the future too, different styles of readings and things like that. If there's any type of reading you'd like me to cover specifically, you can ask. I'm also available for like private, bookings and things like that too. But yeah, all in all, awesome reading, guys. That is all I have for you. Please take care out there, and just be kind and gentle with your heart, okay? All right. Bye, guys. Take care.